The results are in from Saturday's election. We have the Victoria College bond pass and 2 incumbent board members in the Victoria ISD unseated.
Yeah, 25 News Now anchor Don Brubaker has more. Don?
All right, James, thank you. And joining us now is Woodrow Wilson II. He's a political professor and serves as party chair for the Democratic Party in Victoria County. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you so much for having me, Don. Appreciate it.
You bet. Got some questions about last Saturday. City election is supposed to be nonpartisan. We had 2 Victoria ISD school board members who were also running for re-election. Did you see a nonpartisan situation there in the voting when you broke it down?
I really did, and I've been looking at these numbers kind of all day and all day yesterday, and I saw a lot of folks who you would think would be associated with one party or another really go for the other candidate in some cases, which is what the challengers were depending on, right? They needed people to cross those party lines if they were going to beat 2 incumbents. Very rarely does the incumbent lose. And so you start thinking about, okay, how are you going to pick off the incumbent? That is the #1 strategy, is to try to get people who otherwise wouldn't be voting for you to vote for you in that particular race.
Both incumbents in the Victoria ISD board election lost on the same day. What message does that tell you about what the voters are thinking here?
That the voters are not pleased with the way that VISD is moving. And they are concerned about the future of our schools. They're concerned about issues like safety. This is now the first election, I think, pretty much after COVID. And I think the residue of that still sticks in voters' minds, where students were learning remotely and everything else. So I think this is a wake-up call for the remaining trustees and the superintendent, that people are not pleased. When you see an incumbent lose, like Miss Tammy Keeling did, as bad as she did, I think that is a clear message that people are not happy with what's going on.
Victoria College bond election passed, and you've already talked to some people at Victoria College. I know they're got to be happy.
Very happy. I think that really is the result of excellent marketing on their part, and then a real great grassroots campaign by Dr. Jennifer Kent and Amy Mundy, who really went from club to club, group to group, organization to organization, whether there were 5 people in the room or there were 500. They really did this traveling roadshow that I think paid huge dividends, because the biggest thing that people are thinking of is transparency. They want to know about it. And they had the breakdowns and could answer all those questions.
Final question, how'd you feel about voter turnout?
Very disappointed in voter turnout, Don. We had less than 8% of our registered voters vote. So that means 92% of registered voters did not vote. And my concern there is that people often complain about our schools and our school district. This was their chance to voice and say something about that, but so many people didn't take that opportunity. I hope in the future they will absolutely do that.
Well, we'll see. Woodrow Wilson Wagner II, thank you so much for coming by. Let's go back to James and Karina.